Well-worn knives, well kept. Always the freshest one picked. These are the marks of a maker. Dough-covered hands and handles made for them. Saved stocks for homemade stocks. These are the marks of a maker. Blisters and burns turned badges of honor. Entire kitchens made for making, made for exploring. These are the marks of the creators, the rule breakers, and the risk takers. These are the marks of a maker.
Welcome to Openshop and welcome to 100 years of KitchenAid quality kitchen appliances. We're going to be showing you the Pro Line blender, and this is not just an ordinary blender. This is the most powerful kitchen domestic appliance blender in the world. It comes with a 10-year warranty. We can be making soups, purees, we can be crushing ice, we can be doing juices, we can be making smoothies, we can be doing all sorts of things for your kitchen, for your bar, for your food prep, for your next party, and for everyday use. This is an appliance that I use in my home every single day. And until about a week ago, I had a few different blenders. I had a few different jug blenders that I have been using for a long, long time. And I was blown away at the power of this machine. I'm not going to do this show alone. I have the wonderful Belinda. Hello, Belinda.
Hello, Gabby.
Thank you for coming along today.
Lovely to be here.
And it's nice to have a proper chef in the kitchen. I'm a cook, but this is the chef. So welcome, and tell me a little bit about yourself.
So yes, as you mentioned, I'm a qualified chef. So I was a chef a very, very long time ago, out of school. Did it for about 5 years.
Nice.
And just loved, you know, I love cooking. Then I got out of that because I needed to have a bit of a life and got into kitchenware retail. So right. I've been selling KitchenAid appliances in the retail store for about 11 years, and now I work for KitchenAid.
Well,
I think I'm the luckiest person.
So you're a proper chef. She's a qualified chef, and you also know what it is that people are looking for. So in my experience, I mean, people want to buy once and buy quality. So with this brand, I mean, it must be such a beautiful marriage made in heaven with your knowledge.
Yes, I am very lucky to work for KitchenAid. As you said, it's a lifetime brand. So it's you buy once and you've got it for life. It's KitchenAid.
You've got a 10-year motor warranty.
On this little baby, we do, yes.
That's testament to the brand. It's testament to the expectation. It is a buy once, buy quality. And look, it's about the power. It's about what we can do with it. It's about the ease of use, and we're going to run through all of that. We're going to put it through its paces, because this is not just an ordinary blender. Believe you me, we're going to show you some really, well,
we've got some amazing things to do.
The chef will show you some incredible things to do. So, you know, a couple of things that I would like to bring to your attention are 3.5 peak horsepower motor. This is enough to power a small boat. I mean, 3.5 horsepower. My son, I think his first motor on his tinny was 5 horsepower. So
well, you can just see, so the base is the motor.
Yes.
So this base it's big. It's a big base to house that 3.5 peak horsepower motor.
Impressive.
It's very, very impressive. So going with our KitchenAid tradition, so you've got your die-cast beautiful base. Available in 3 beautiful colours. But yes, so it's not just your motor, so the motor is important.
It's driving, then the technology.
That's right, the technology. So you've also got a combination of our beautiful stainless steel blades, asymmetric points, so they all blend at different angles, our beautiful jug.
It's
so
a big jug, it's a large jug too.
That make this, it is large, so 1.75 litre jug.
Huge.
So you can do your big capacities. But yes, it's those 3 combinations, make this the most powerful domestic blender.
We've got the power of the motor, we've got the technology in that jug, and then also, of course, we've got the blade technology, which is really, really important, because when you're crushing things like ice to make, you know, whether it's a margarita or whether it's, you know, one of those something that's at Christmas time, at your Christmas party, of course, you need the power. You do not want a blender that's going to burn out. You don't want a motor burn out at cocktail time.
Certainly. No, definitely not. Definitely not. But it's not just about cocktails and about smoothies. So this is so so much more. The versatility in this blender is amazing. We're going to do nut butters. We're going to do soups. So we're not just going to boil our soup on the stove and then blend it. We're going to cook a raw soup, a soup from raw ingredients in less than 5 minutes.
Incredible. So
there's a lot that this can do.
It's going to cook, it's going to blend, it's going to puree. And look, you can pulse it, so if you want that chunkier style soup, or even for any of those new mums that are making baby foods, you can have the chunkier, you know, for the different stages, for the pureeing. And this really is a brilliant, brilliant appliance for that. It's the one cooker.
So we do talk about, you know, the high speed and the high, but it is important if you just want, so this it goes as low as 1,000 RPM, so it can do gentle kind of, you know, you want chunky bits and pieces as you were saying, but then it goes all the way up to 24,000 RPM.
So I can do a nice chunky guacamole as well.
Yeah, your salsa and lots of things that you don't want pulverised, because you don't always necessarily want that.
No.
And that's where this comes in.
Absolutely brilliant. I love the capacity. I love the fact that I can actually add in from the top as well.
The top, yes.
Which is, if I can get this, there we go. It's die cast. It's metal.
So that, yes, the cap is metal as well. So
quality.
Premium. All our switches are all metal. They're not plastic. So as I said, it's built for life. There's a 10-year warranty.
I have this on my bench. I've had it at home for a bit over a week now. I'm in love with this KitchenAid. I'm just absolutely in love with the power, the speed. A girlfriend of mine popped over for a coffee and she said to me, Gab, what's it like? Because I have had many jug blenders. This is now my favourite. This is my favourite. And I said
to her... Once you've got it,
well, I described it. I said to her, to me, it's built like a Rolls Royce, but it drives like a Ferrari. It is power. It is just quality. Absolutely beautiful.
Certainly. All right, well, do we want to start with
Let's start. Just before we start, let's have a look at the deals. So we are looking at item number 300387, and the open shop price on this was just a little bit over $1,100, $1,199 in fact, and today the deal is $799, so that is value. So all you have to think about is which colour would you like. We're delivering it to your door free of charge. That's free express delivery, and of course you are getting a brand that is 100 years old. You're getting a 10-year warranty on this baby, and you've got one simple choice. What colour would you like in your home? And if this is your first purchase with Openshop, we're going to throw in an additional 10% off that price, so $799. Take another nearly $80 off that. That's value, right?
That's amazing value.
So let's put it through its paces. What are you going to show us? What's the first?
So the first thing I thought we'll start off with a virgin Mojito. So we're not going to put any rum in this.
Okay.
But just, you know, at home.
We'll get the idea. We'll get the gist.
Get the idea. So also, and what I love about the blender jug and blending is you just throw it all in. It's all just,
so I have had a lot of training with jug blenders or bar blenders or whatever you want to refer to them as in the past. And some brands have a methodology where you have to put the lightest ingredients, your liquid at the bottom, your lightest ingredients, you build it up to the heaviest. What do you recommend?
So that does help.
Okay.
That does help the
movement.
Our blender has a tamper.
Well, most don't.
If you do layer your jug like that, then it eliminates the use of using your tamper as much, but we've got a tamper.
Let's load her up.
So we're going to load her up. So
brilliant.
We've just got a little bit of lime juice and lime zest. And then we're going to put some pineapple.
Okay, so that's fresh, obviously, I know, but look, if we're doing a little cheap version, could we get some of that squeezy lime?
You could.
I do like fresh. I think fresh is
nice,
I agree. Fresh is best. Okay, so we've got pineapple
and dates. So the dates just give it a little bit of sweetness.
Pop that in. That's a great.
So natural sugar with your dates, and where we've just got our mint leaves.
Fresh mint, always fresh herbs are a must.
We're just going to put some ice, because you always need a nice cold
ice.
cocktail.
Now, the difference again with the power, with the speed, and with the 100 years of, you know, being market leaders in kitchen appliances is the KitchenAid have realised that you need this power. This is the most powerful blender in the domestic appliance market in the world.
It is.
So we could load that up, chock-a-block full of ice.
Yes, we could fill that all the way up. And then get
it's going to blast it.
Slushy
it's going to blast
It's going to get through
We are not going to burn that motor out. So
that one out.
Here we go.
All right. So we do have on the ProLine blender, we've got some programmed functions. So we've got a pulse and our on and off button, but we've also got a
variable dial.
And we've got a juice.
A juice
program, a smoothie, and then a soup.
That's what I used. I used the juice. And I used the juice and I used the quick clean function, but we're going to get to that. But tell me, what speed can we get up to?
So this isn't like a normal blender. we take it to 11. KitchenAid is serious about blending. So we haven't got just 10 variable speeds, we've got 11 variable speeds.
Next level blending.
So, yes, so what I'm going to do the juices program with this one. So I'm just
even though it's got ice, we don't have to use a smoothie. There's still enough power in that juice to blast through it.
It is.
Done.
Yes, most certainly. So making sure our cap's on, and then all we're going to do is just...
So you click the toggle power on, the light came on.
And then away it goes.
It is intoxicating.
So you can let that go for the whole setting. It's about a minute or so, but you can always just
it's done.
It,
you can see it's
off.
done. So we can interrupt it if it's on an automatic cycle.
Yes, most certainly can.
Okay. Now, which glass would you like
here? So now
here?
we're going to.
I think it deserves to be in a special glass.
I think it does.
Would you agree?
I agree. So we'll just put a little bit of ice in our.
So in case you've just joined us, we have just, Belinda, the chef in the house, has just prepared an alcohol-free mojito. So this could be a little breakfast smoothie, a little twist on a summertime breakfast smoothie, or it could be that late afternoon pick-me-up where you want some fresh fruit, you want to drink it fast, you want all the fibres, you don't want to extract the juice out of it. This is a really important thing. So if you are into the health movement and you really are wanting to look after your health, juicing has really changed in the last, I'd say, 5 years, where sort of 5 years ago, juicing was all about juice extraction. We were putting fruit and vegetables into a juice extractor, taking out the liquid, leaving the bulk fibre, leaving the pulp, leaving the skins, leaving the seeds. Jug blending is where the juicing movement is going. They're often called smoothies, but really, they're a juice. You can throw all your fruits and vegetables in, a splash of water or a splash of coconut water.
And you're getting the benefits of all that beautiful fibre.
As nature gave it to us.
Correct.
As nature gave it to us. So this, can I just say?
Cheers, have a
Thank you very much. Would you like a little sip?
Oh, I might save the green smoothie. I'll be helping. So nice, simple cocktails. So of course you can add your rubs, so all your different cocktails, your pina coladas, and
that is
tasty. I can smell the mint. It's beautiful.
And the consistency, it is just super smooth. The foam is silky and beautiful, and look, it's absolutely magnificent. I would serve that to anybody with pride.
Good to hear. So also with that pineapple, we left the core on. You can leave everything. It's just going to pulverise everything and make it into a beautiful,
magic.
Blend.
Absolutely magic.
All right, well, now what do we do the healthy one, or we get into our...
I'll have to put that down. I'm going to finish that. It did have the lemon with a little bit of skin in that. And
yes, you can leave the rind.
Oh, the lime, was it? The lime?
The lime, with a little bit of rind on it. You don't need to take anything off. Likewise, if you're doing your ginger, you can leave the skin of your ginger on.
Okay.
If you're doing apple, you just quarter the apple, leave the seeds, leave the skins. It pulverises everything. You're not going to feel it. You're not going to taste it.
Beautiful.
Not going to be chunky.
No, we don't want chunky. We don't want chunky. Now, what are we doing here?
So let's be healthy. Let's do it. Beautiful green smoothie.
Okay, look, I do a green smoothie every single morning. And look, I've got to say, it has changed. It's changed my day. So I do start off with a coffee, and I have my green smoothie, and I generally, if I have time, I have it at home, and if I don't have time, I race out of the house with a little flask.
Yes, I take mine too on the run.
My little stainless steel flask, it keeps it cold. If I don't have it until 2 in the afternoon, it's super fresh because it's airtight. And for me, it is, look, that's my vitamin tablet for me.
It is. There's your vitamins. You don't need vitamin tablets when you're getting all that beautiful green healthy.
And I've been doing it in this baby because I've had this at home for the last week. So it's now taken pride and place on my kitchen bench. It's not moving. It's staying there for life. It's going nowhere.
You're not giving it back, eh?
I tell you what, avocado is interesting because up until about a year ago, I would never have put avocado into a green smoothie.
Just makes everything a little bit smooth.
I thought avocados for toast. Thank you very much. It is. It's smoother. It's creamy. It gives a velvety texture. It's. From what I was reading, the fatty acids in it help transport all the other. Look, I'm not a health expert. I just know what I love and I know what's good for me.
Yeah, and it's good for you.
I don't I don't want to have anything chunky. I don't want to drink anything lumpy. I don't want to drink anything fibrous. I want it to be like a juice.
Well, and people think that about kale. So people go, oh no, because they've got a blender that may not have the power, and it's chunky and it's not nice. So that's not going to happen here.
Okay. So,
all right. So I'm going to, excuse me for reaching in front of you.
Oh gosh.
I've got some coconut
Coconut water.
Coconut water here. You can use water.
Done.
That's not a problem. Coconut water. And then I'm going to use my kale. So it's got the stems on it.
Yep.
And spinach. Okay. I'm a huge fan of spinach. I love green spinach.
Got to have celery. I do spinach, celery.
I've got some broccoli. So my kids love this. Broccoli, I like to throw as much vegetable in as I can.
I put one piece of fruit. I notice you're doing the banana. I normally put a green apple and I put a half a lemon.
We've got, so I've got the lemon, so I've got with the rind.
With the rind.
Actually, that's lime. So I could put a little bit of ginger in here. Don't have any ginger, but ginger's
I've got to say, the banana, it somehow takes over. And if you blindfolded somebody, they'd say, is this a banana smoothie? Do you agree?
Banana does, but I find banana gives it that little bit of sweetness that you need with the kale and all the green.
Yes.
I think that banana just because, and I'm going to add that pineapple. So this is frozen pineapple, so I don't need to put any ice with this because I've got the frozen.
That is loaded to the brim.
That's loaded up.
Absolutely chock-a-block.
So we're going to whack our lid on this.
So you've used the coconut water, but we can use any water. Now, could I use, say, rice milk or soy milk if I wanted to?
You could.
Right.
Yeah, you could. I think the rice milks and the soy milks lend themselves better to like berries and banana and things like that. But it's to everyone's taste. Now, I do this every day, and my favourite. So I've got some flax seeds here.
Oh, I'm learning.
And some chia seeds.
Oh, don't put chia. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to have to try that.
Chia seeds in. Yeah, extra boost. You know, if you had your protein powders or anything like that, you could. My hubby's a huge protein powder man, so you can do that.
Great idea. Okay, so what function are we going to drive this in an automatic, or are we going to just dial it up through the power?
Do you want to just dial it up?
Okay.
Will we dial it up?
So, do we need to go all the way to 11? How are you going to? What are you going to do?
To tell you the truth, I don't think I've really ever taken it to 11 because it's so powerful. But we'll give it a go.
Okay.
So we'll be able to judge that. We'll use our tamper. I've got a little bit more coconut water here, just in case it is a little bit too thick. But we'll see. So we'll start on our variable speed. Well, that was pulse. Okay. So we're going to turn her up. I'm going to get my tamper ready. Right. Look at the colour in that smoothie, isn't it beautiful?
That looks exactly like my breakfast smoothie. It looks incredible. Now, one thing we haven't spoken about is this double insulated, the thermal control jug.
Yes.
Jug.
So we all call it different things.
The jug.
The jug. So it's a dual wall. So there's 2 layers. So you can see, I don't know whether you would be able to see in here, but so it's blending inside a container and then there's another wall on the outside.
And what is the purpose of that? Because it's not just to look pretty.
No, so this assists in doing soups. So when we're going to do a soup next.
Okay.
So it cuts the time of heating those soups down substantially. So with the ProLine blender, you can do a soup in 5 minutes and under.
Wow.
Because of that dual wall. So it's keeping the heat and it's also safe to...
It's cool touch.
Cool to the touch.
Okay.
Yes.
When it says thermal control, I didn't know whether it was to hold the coolness in for your ice slushies.
Yes, and same thing. When you're using something so we're going to do a gelato, so your ice, so it keeps it all a little bit cooler.
Now we're becoming better friends.
So that's... Now you can...
Look at that smooth... So that's
you could add a little bit more...
liquid?
Coconut milk.
Okay, water
if you wanted to.
Okay, so if we want to change the consistency, if we wanted a little bit more liquidy, we would have added liquid. Now, once that's blended, let's just say I kind of went, yeah, that's fine for me, but my kids wanted a little bit more. Can we put a splash in and give it another whirl?
So we'll do that.
Okay. All right, awesome. Let me just give this a little bit of a
And you'll notice with the tamper, once you've tampered the ingredients into the blade and it creates that vortex, you just remove the tamper. So take the tamper out and then just put your cap back on and you're done.
Okay,
so,
brilliant.
How about we just pulse this? So it's a pulse. So this also has a 2-speed post. So you can do your high pulse or if you wanted to do like just salsas, or you can do a low pulse.
Well, I feel like I'm at the Formula One, and there's a car
revving.
starting up. It's got that. You know what it's got? It's got that really expensive sound to it. It's got that sound when you hear a car start up out there. If you're in a fancy cafe in a fancy suburb in Sydney and you hear a rev up of a car, you know there's money around. This sounds like that sort of car,
premium.
Except it's a kitchen appliance. So if this is something that you need in your life, in your world, in your home, it's going to make preparation easy. It's going to take you to that next level of health. For me, to get to that next level of health, I need help. I can't chop and blend and crush and puree and get out my mortar and pestle. I need to blitz it, and at 3.5 horsepower, done in under a minute in my home every single day, to that consistency, for me, it's a must-have kitchen appliance with 10 years warranty and over 100 years of experience. You are buying quality, you are buying made in the USA, so you have a 100-year brand history, you've got a 10-year warranty. All I can say is there's one simple choice. Which colour would you like in your kitchen? Candy apple red, you've got the medallion silver, or you've got that beautiful cast iron black. They are timeless classics. They will suit the modern kitchen, they'll suit the classic home. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back in a moment.
For 100 years, KitchenAid has been inspired by makers. The explorers, the creators. You're the reason we innovate and create possibility. So keep making, and we'll keep making history together.
Now, can I just ask you, if I'm popping this jug on, does it matter if I pop it this way, this way?
You can pop it whichever way you want.
Love it, because most of mine, if not, actually I should say all of mine at home, normally go in, you have to get it on a special cog setting, and then you have to twist and lock into place, and you've got to... So this is just...
It'll just sit anywhere. Easy. And it sits on this stabilising pad, so you've got a little stabilising pad here, which makes it safer. It's like some blenders just quite literally sit on the top and you're worried about them, wobbling and knocking off. This sits in nice and securely. This also is a bit of a sound dampener.
Okay.
So,
because when we're talking about that power, that horsepower, 3.5 horsepower, and that speed, KitchenAid with it's a 100-year centenary, so with 100 years of experience, they've thought of everything. You know, they've ticked all the boxes. They've always been a market leader. KitchenAid have never just wanted another product to sit on a shelf.
Just like the norm.
They don't want to fit in.
They like to do something a little bit different.
They want to be up
the
there.
best.
And this is. So, what are we going to make?
Let's get a soup happening, do you think?
I have not yet made a soup in mine. You are going to inspire me. I'm hoping I get to go and make a soup at home tonight.
So we're just going to do a corn chowder. So nice and simple, easy. This will take about 3 minutes to warm up, and you'll see it's piping hot.
It's never just a corn chowder. A corn chowder is a very special moment.
It is, isn't it? All right, this is going to be interesting for me to pour this in here.
Okay, so maybe we just get the little... Oh, you'll do it. You're a chef, you're a professional. I'm just a cook.
So we're going to add our corn. Now, I'm not going to add all of this corn because in the end, at the end of the blending,
I'm going
to put... No, we don't need cream.
Oh.
Because we've got cashews. So our cashews are going to make... So it's great for people who are gluten-free, dairy-free, who really want to do different. So yeah, we're not going to put any dairy in here. We've got, thank you. So I've got a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, and some cashews.
Turmeric, garlic powder, onion powder, cashews. Could I use nuts other than cashews? Could I use a macadamia nut?
Yes, you could.
Oh,
yep.
Nice.
Yeah, you put whatever. You can adapt it to however you want, and then a little bit of vegetable stock.
Could I use just water and a vegetable stock cube?
Yeah, yes, most certainly.
Beautiful.
Easy,
okay.
You could certainly do that.
Right, so I'm just fascinated because I've never made a soup ever. I've seen one done once in a jug blender, but I've never made one, so I am excited.
It's great, and it's instant lunch. So if you want something healthy, lunch or dinner, I usually do my soups for lunch because I love a soup at lunchtime. So I'm going to use the soup setting. There's a soup setting. So this will run for 5 minutes.
Okay, so this is going to run for 5 minutes. This is going to be a long 5 minutes wait for me, I've got to say, because I can't wait to taste it. So we'll turn it on. So you press the start.
Get this going.
What speed? Oh,
so we're going to use the soup setting.
Okay.
The soup, and it will just run on. So you can see my little lights. Oops, over this light's flashing here.
That is your soup.
Ready to go.
You can see a bowl there with steam coming off it. The next one up is the wrong way round, Gab. That's the smoothie. Yes. And then that is your little apple. You can see there. That is for your juices. And then you've got the variable dial where you can drive it all the way up to number 11. And we're going to get to this, which is the bit I love best. Auto clean. Auto clean. Brilliant. Okay. All right. So let's give it a whirl on the automatic and press start. All we do is press start.
That's pulse.
Start.
Brilliant. So can we see this vortex? I don't know whether you can see. Oops, splashing around. That, I think we better get...
Look, it's
a bit noisy, isn't it?
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But I'm going to take this offset so you guys can keep getting through a few more recipes.
You're a gem.
I have a little tip as well. I love these blenders and I think they're amazing. I think I've got a couple of recipes to share with you after this as well, which I'm really excited about.
Are these your recipes?
This is, these are some notes.
Through the book.
If you want to save time, a really good tip is to use boiling hot water from the kettle.
Oh, can you do that?
And that way it will be
there you go.
half the time.
It's
cool stock now, but if you use hot water, it's going to be a lot quicker. So what am I taking? Is it just that?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to take that and you're going to keep that going so that we can talk without yelling.
That's it.
He's a gem.
I'll be back. You guys chat. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Okay, well I'm going to get you another. How about we pinch this? There we go.
I'm going to have another sip of my little smoothie. This is amazing. So this is great just to sip on.
So when that was blending, I could see there was a vortex. I noticed you lifted the lid off, and everything seemed to be moving very clean.
Yes.
It didn't seem to be an explosion.
Bring all your ingredients, and I didn't. Well, we were only doing corn, but I didn't need to use the tamper because of the movement.
The movement is because of the power and the blades.
The blades, and also the shape of the jug. So back in the day, there used to be round jugs, and it just used to swish around. So the square jug creates a bit of so it bounces off the corners. And we've also got extra ribs inside your jugs. You see these little lines, which is another thing for the ingredients to get caught in, and pushes it down into the middle. So your blades are sucking, this is all bouncing in, and it's all pulling into the vortex, into the centre, and that's where you get your quick blending, but also your smooth blends.
Okay, so that makes sense to me. The reason why it looks smooth and clean when I was doing when I put it just on the smoothie or the juice button at home. To me, it felt like it slowly purred all the way up to that high power and then brought itself back down. So to me, I thought it was just so that it wasn't going to splash and make...
So the programs, and I didn't know if you could hear that in the soup setting as well. So it starts off a little bit slower. So it's breaking up all your ingredients in the bottom, and it does that with your smoothie setting as well. Breaks it all up. And then it revs it all down. So it's all chunked up, and then it pulls the power up, pulls the food down into your blades. And that's when you hear it then rev up to its most powerful. Because if it was just to kind of start off at that powerful level straight away, sometimes you can get things kind of stuck, and then you need to get your tamper in there. But those settings work perfectly. Start off nice and slow, and then really ramp up.
100 years of knowledge, 100 years of perfection. Just a couple of questions. Belinda.
Yes.
Chef Belinda, can we make fresh breadcrumbs?
Yes, easy.
So would I need to keep the ends, the crusty ends, or can I just throw in
you can throw them all in. And I'd pulse. So you just pulse your breadcrumbs, and they'll just bounce up and go down, bounce up. Same with ice. You do ice, so you can pulse it.
Or you can just blast it.
You can just blast it.
How about grinding coffee beans?
You can grind coffee beans.
Love it.
If you're a coffee connoisseur, you're going, oh, so if you just want a grind and you're not... But
I just want my cold brew. I've got a percolator. I just want my cold brew. I want to blitz it because I want freshness.
Yes. And it happens so quickly, it doesn't, you're not going to burn your coffee beans or things like that, but you can do that.
Love it. What about flours?
You can do your rice flour. You can do...
Sensational.
Icing sugar.
Oh,
all those.
So put in regular sugar?
Chickpea flour.
Fantastic.
Yep, so you put your regular sugar in here.
My most important, and I do not have one blender at home. Well, now I do. that would make nut butter. And the reason why is because every other blender I had is what we call a liquidizer. So the way the blades sat were that you would need to add liquid to it so that it would get that movement through to create the food passing through the blades. Now, the way that the KitchenAid is designed, and I know this because I do know my I do know my bar blenders, the way that the blades are designed are different. So I was curious to know, could I make nut butters without having to put oil? I don't want to put oil in with my, I love oil. I'm not scared of oil. You know, some people are nervous of oil. I'm not scared of it. I just know that I don't need any more.
Yes, you certainly can. So I've got some cashews here.
Show me how it's done.
I
would love to see it.
You do need your tamper for this one.
Here we go. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, so while you're setting up, let me just tell you about the item number is 300387, and we are talking KitchenAid. We are talking value. Openshop price is normally $1,199. It is $799. If this is your first purchase, you'll get an additional 10% off that purchase price. So taking it down almost $80 additionally off, we're going to ship it out to your home, free express delivery, and that adds to the experience here at Openshop. You are buying a brand that has 100 years of brand genius. They are giving you a 10-year warranty on this product, which means that you buy once, you buy quality. It really comes down to the simple choice of what colour do you like? You've got the choice of that beautiful, what do we refer to this black as?
This is the cast iron black.
The cast iron
black. This is
black.
my favourite.
It is beautiful. You could have the medallion silver or the cherry apple red and all candy apple red. Candy apple red. The three are gorgeous. They're going to suit a stylish classic kitchen. They're going to suit a modern kitchen. They're going to suit a beautiful Hamptons home. The styling of this brand is timeless. The use of this product is effortless, and it really does make your kitchen experience really pleasurable. It really is a pleasure to use. Let me see how. I'm fascinated.
Okay, cashew nut butter.
Nut butter,
love a bit
that
of
in a jar at the health food store, probably a third of that, $15.
Yes, expensive. Expensive.
And how long has it been sitting on the shelf?
That's it. You just don't. And there's also other preservatives and bits and pieces and all that you don't really know about.
Okay.
So with the cashew butter, we want to start slow. So we don't need a high rev with this one. We're just going to, we will need our tamper. So can I just quickly talk about our tamper?
Please do.
So we've got a flex edge tamper because, you know, we don't want to be like everybody else. Tampers aren't new in blending. They've been around for a while, but we have the flex edge tamper. So this little flex edge here helps you scrape down the sides.
Okay.
So great for this type of thing, but also great for your smoothie if you get like your chia seeds and bits caught. This is going to push it down the sides.
Isn't that
so
a great...
you'll notice that when
I didn't realise that that's what the design
little
function was for. So it's kind of like a tamper and a spatula.
Yes, exactly. And then it assists on getting your ingredients out as well.
Love it.
So I'm just going to push.
So I can't damage the tamper by hitting it on the blade?
No, not when you've got your lid on.
Right.
So when your lid's on, it's nowhere near the blades. So this will take about 30 or 40 seconds, and I'm just going to press in each corner to push it down.
Because we're not adding any liquid, because there's no liquid.
And you'll just watch the bottom, and you'll watch some magic happen.
Okay, take it away, Belinda. Chef.
See that at the bottom already starting to spin?
Yep.
So you can see it's starting to paste up at the bottom.
I can see that. I can see it's turned into a paste.
So this is a bit of a chunky, so obviously at home you can leave it for as long as you want to get it really nice and smooth.
That looks beautiful.
That's a chunky cashew butter.
Now, I'm just thinking, you know, some celery sticks.
Yes, carrot sticks, cucumber, a little bit of a dip.
Even if you had a beautiful cheese plate, this would be beautiful to use
fresh
like a dip.
Cashew
absolutely beautiful.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? And it's still, so I did a little jug, I've got a little jar of, and I took, so you can see this one here that I've done earlier, like I let it go and nice and smooth.
Look, that I think, this consistency I'm loving.
The chunky?
It's not chunky, it's still got that little bit of grit in it. It tastes homemade, it tastes fresh, and there's almost a little teeny tiny bit of warmth in it.
Yes, because the blades heat up.
Oh, and look, the flavours that have come out with that, just that teeny tiny bit of temperature change, that is divine. That is something that...
It's amazing, isn't it?
To think a handful of cashew nuts is one thing, but that's a whole nother experience. So let me just have a little look at this.
Just butt in there?
Can I try the difference?
Yeah, go for it.
Because it looks different. I'm curious to know whether it tastes different. That almost looks like hazelnut gelato.
It does, doesn't it? So you mentioned flavours. The blender, because of the way the blades pulverise things that you put in there, it brings out more flavour. So if you're doing garlic or you're doing ginger, I'm going to dob my mum in here. So she had one of these blenders, did a pumpkin soup, and she put a normal, 8 or so cloves of garlic. It was a garlic soup. It was so strong because it brings out the flavours. You only need 1 clove of garlic, a little bit of ginger.
Because it's
otherwise,
been blitzed,
blitzed, and it's releasing the flavours and the goodness. So yeah, you don't need a lot when you're doing.
On a cellular level, we're pulverising. We are bringing those flavours out. This is a flavour explosion. So if you have room in your life for a flavour explosion, if you've got room in your kitchen for an appliance that's going to sit out on that bench, it's going to get used time and time again. It comes with a 10-year warranty. You're buying KitchenAid. You're buying quality. You're buying 100 years of experience of market leaders in kitchen appliances. With the value of $799, it should be $1,199. You really are getting a deal here today at Openshop. To grab this product, jump online, openshop.com.au, $13.25.80, tap the app, and remember, we're going to deliver it to your door free of charge, free express delivery. And if it's your first order, you will get that additional 10% off. So the item number is there on the screen. Grab it at home, 300 387 799. Again, 3 choices in colour. You have got that medallion silver, you've got the candy apple red, or you've got the cast iron black. All of them are functionally exactly the same. They just have the difference in colour to match your kitchen. We'll be back in a moment and we're going to have some hot soup. I reckon Zach should be just about ready. We're going to check it out in this fabulous 3.5 horsepower power blender.
Well-worn knives, well kept. Always the freshest one picked. These are the marks of a maker. Dough-covered hands and handles made for them. Saved stocks for homemade stocks. These are the marks of a maker. Blisters and burns turned badges of honor. Entire kitchens made for making, made for exploring. These are the marks of the creators, the rule breakers, and the risk takers. These are the marks of a maker.
And soup's up. Thank you, Zach.
No worries.
Thank you.
Wait, thank you for doing that. It's looking...
So I don't know, and I
sensational.
didn't mention it, but talking about flavours, and can you see that this is a little bit more yellow from when Zach took it away?
Colour. It looks
a little bit pale, and because it brings out the colour of the corn. All right, so we're just going to, there we go. Can everyone see that? So that was the soup setting for 5 minutes, so it's piping hot, ready to go.
Zach was talking about using hot water, which means that we're going to get our soup in way under 5 minutes. You're talking about using just room temperature, just tap water. Yeah, and we're saying maximum 5 minutes. So really, we're talking about a maximum cook time of 5 minutes with your blend time. I haven't had to get out a knife. I haven't had to get out a peeler. I haven't had to get out a chopping board. We've made a complete corn chowder in under 5 minutes. Using corn, we put in some cashew nuts, some garlic salt, onion salt, a little bit of stock,
your stock,
and then you just threw the last few little kernels in it to give it a little bit.
And I'm just going to pulse.
Chunk.
Well, I just do it a little bit of a pulse
because you want a little bit of that.
I love to use the machine.
The chowder kind of
Just to mix it through.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's it.
With the pulse here, we've got the power button, and when you press the power on, it's also the start button. So when the light's going, we know the machine's ready for action. The pulse, you've got the high-low. And these toggles, they're so soft. They're not kind of like a heavy lever that you need to move it.
To just push down.
Beautiful to drive, just beautiful to drive. Okay, lunchtime, Belinda.
Lunchtime. So if you had some leftover barbecue chicken or anything like that, you could add that in as well. So cooked meats, never do raw meats in this one because it doesn't get hot enough to be able to do
but that's steamy.
Or for you, I've got one down here.
Absolutely
you can have.
steamy.
And also, so the beveled, we've got that little beveled edge, so it just makes it easier.
Non-drip. Oh, it pours beautifully.
Look at the colour of that.
That's enough for Zach. That's enough. Here's
Snuck in too quick. Yeah, put it on.
The colour is just amazing, I think.
God, it's
Yum.
beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
How does it
Yes. Yes. This is like the best corn soup I've ever had in my life, 100%.
And
it's all vegan, right? There's none of that.
Yes, there's
milk or
no
anything like
cream.
that.
It just looks creamy,
so
doesn't
good.
it?
It is. It is.
And
Can I try a little bit of yours, Gabby? Can I have a little taste?
Oh, it's outstanding.
So good, so good. This is what I love about the blending here, is that it makes any type of recipe, it just saves you so much time. And when you bring this type of cooking into the kitchen, you do it with friends or family or just whoever you like, you can teach people how to cook really easily and simply. I love it. It's just bringing that healthy, wholesome eating into the kitchen, and you don't need to be a chef, right? You just follow the recipes.
I followed the recipe book. Comes with a recipe book.
Yeah.
You've had a
got a bunch
bit
of
of a
recipes here. Yeah.
Although
I want to keep
from a
eating
chef,
that.
although from Chef Belinda, thank you.
That's
Absolutely
all right,
divine. The only corn soup I've ever cooked is chicken and sweet corn soup. That's been my go-to for, when you're feeling when you want a little bit of comfort food. This is divine. This is every bit as good and then some. And, there are ingredients that I'm going to have in my pantry. I don't have to follow. If I put more corn one time and less corn the other, it's not going to matter. Divine.
Do it the way you like.
Corn kernels, liquid vegetable stock, onion salt, garlic salt. Boom.
That's it. Done within 5 minutes. So that's one thing that I love about this, the blender, is that it's quick. I've got 2 young children, and it's quick and easy, and I love that I get their smoothies and their greens into them in the morning. They love their green smoothie. I think it's amazing. We do our berry bash, so I do oats and your chia seeds. So getting there, if my little girl doesn't want breakfast.
Book, the berry bash?
No, that's one that Mummy made up. So yeah, I love that it's just quick, it's done, and kids can help throw it all in. She gets a little jug, and I want to put this in, and it's just it's great for the whole family. You can really, and it keeps their attention because it's done like that.
Definitely. Yeah. So I've been figuring out a few things out the back when I was putting this on and warming this up. I've been looking through the recipe book, which everyone gets, right?
Yes, correct. It comes with the blender.
So look, I got to say that this was amazing too. I'm just wanting to drink all of that right now, but I must wait. So there's a few recipes I want to show you through here. And what I love about this is that anyone at any level of cooking, whether you're beginning or whether you're an expert, you can use this this machine to take your cooking to the next level. And whether you want to make it really healthy or to make it really naughty, it doesn't matter. You can just follow these recipes as step number 1. So I've got a couple in here. So I've been blending for ages, and for me, it was the beginning of my health journey. For me, I was eating a lot of, crappy. I was eating a lot of. That's a technical term.
Sometimes foods.
Sometimes foods. Whoops. First time I swore on TV. Anyway, I was eating a lot of bad food, and I found that I was craving all these bad foods. But as I started to get into blending, I found that these bad foods weren't really good for me. But I started to make foods that were even tastier than the bad foods, but these were actually healthy. So for me, I noticed when I started making these green smoothies particularly, I would be filled up so much because our body is never starving for more food, it's just starving for more nutrition. And it's about putting good quality stuff in here, right? So if you can't finish that, just put it into like an ice cube container, put it in the freezer, and then you can crack it back out for another smoothie or as like an icy pole later on. So that's a really good recipe.
I do that for my kids, they love it. So when they want an ice block for breakfast, I'm like, go for your life.
Ice block for breakfast,
you can have that
that's it.
Juice for ice block. There you go. Yes, you can have an ice block for breakfast, kids.
And then on top of that, I I think it's an absolute crime that companies are charging $2, $3, $4 a litre for milk when you can make it at home. And what I love about this is that you can turn the things that you're buying, the sauces or the milks that you're spending $2 or $3 a litre for, you can make them for like 20 cents a litre. So you're saving every time you use the machine, and over time it's going to be an investment, actually save you money. So I've had my high-powered blender for like 8 years. I love it. So this is an almond milk, cashew milk. I like coconut milk, so if you get desiccated coconut or the inside of a baby coconut, you can actually get the flesh out and blend that up. Have you guys done that before?
No, I love that.
That is amazing. Like, that is the best milk ever. So also you can go online and just put in KitchenAid milks, and there'll be a whole bunch of people online making these.
Get the app.
Yeah, or get the app. I've got a few more to share with you guys. So here we've got, okay, Nutella.
Now you're talking my
Nutella.
language, Zach.
Okay, so if we all have a sweet tooth, we all kind of, love to have something sweet at night time. So the good thing about this is that you can turn your normal Nutella into a healthy, delicious, guilt-free Nutella. So these are delicious. You just follow it step by step. It's just an instructional manual. Oh gosh, I could keep going here. Tell me when to stop. I could just go on forever. You've got tikka masala sauce, so your butter chicken, things like that. Absolutely amazing.
Ooh, yeah.
So your curries and whatnot, your sauces. And then I think I've got barbecue sauce. So if you like tomato sauce,
homemade barbecue sauce.
Tomato sauce or barbecue sauce or your mustards or all that type of thing.
Fantastic.
Why not make a healthier version at home?
Well, it's also, your impressometer goes up, doesn't it? If you're having a family barbecue or a barbecue with friends, to say, would you like some of my homemade barbecue sauce? Or would you like some of my homemade mustard?
That's
People
it,
will be
homemade.
like, homemade mustard?
With less preservatives, and that's one thing, I try to keep away from my kids, and less sugar. I'm assuming that tomato sauce would have less sugar than the ones you get in the supermarket. And it's just, keeping it healthy, keeping it fresh.
But fast.
Variety.
It's not just healthy and fresh, it's fast.
Yes.
And to me, it was effortless. Everything you've done here, no disrespect, you're a chef, but everything you've done here are things that I can do.
I love this. Now I'm a mum.
Now you're a mum and a cook.
I have to interrupt. Yes. One last recipe here. So obviously on the weekend, if you're wanting to celebrate, you've got some friends over, we got celebrations coming up over the next couple of months. You've got those cocktails again as well. If you want to look into that, that's one of my favourites. I would actually take my blender to parties.
Orange twist.
Everyone would be like, yes, he brought his blender, let's make some cocktails. So if you're wanting to entertain and have some friends over, you can as well. It's a great idea. It's all in here.
Perfect. Okay, Zach, they all looked beautiful. That winter orange twist, I think that's got my name written all over. The hazelnut spread, hello. But we are going to have to get a few more party starters going, Belinda. So I'm going to just move this, this here. And speaking of dinner parties, I was told that you can make sauces, you can be making foods. A pasta sauce, I'm told, is one of your go-tos.
Pasta sauce, I do like a pasta sauce. And I can see that I'm on a bit of a green theme here, so we're going to do a broccoli and coriander pasta sauce to go over some beautiful, healthy zucchini noodles.
How interesting.
So I've spiralised my zucchini noodles.
That sounds
and once
like
again, it's so simple, it's so easy. Just all goes in the blender.
That sounds like a beautiful summer dish. Okay, so lid off. The lid is a beautiful, it's a beautiful fit. It's a beautiful weight.
It's nice and sturdy, and it goes on securely.
It's not a struggle to remove it though. I have had one in the past where it is a struggle to get it off because it felt like the way that it's made, it's suction cupped on. This, whilst it's heavy and strong and sturdy, it's not a struggle to get it off.
No, it's nice and easy to get off.
And if you drop it, it's going to be fine, right? You're not going to break it.
Okay, Belinda, so we have got some coriander. I can see that you've put some fresh broccoli and you just put some oil.
I just put some olive oil and lemon juice.
Pine nuts, lemon juice.
And then I've got a little bit of miso.
Miso
and garlic. So only 2 little bits of garlic because it'll bring out the flavour of the garlic.
As we blitz, we're pulverising. We are taking things down to a cellular level like never before. So it's far different from crushing with a mortar and pestle. It's far different from chopping with a knife. This is blitzing it. So this is power explosion. This is flavour explosion. Let's give it a blitz.
All right, so I'm going to use a variable speed here. Let me start off. So I like to start off lower and then build up. My tamper ready? Okay, Vortex. Don't need it. I don't need my tamper for that.
blend
So once
that.
again, I'm going to use this, I'll leave this a bit chunky.
Cool.
It looks quite nice chunky, but I have done another one which I've taken a little
How
bit
quick
smoother.
was that?
Quick. So you could leave, if you wanted a warm sauce, if you wanted it over pasta, or just a bowl of real pasta would be lovely. You could leave it on for a little bit longer like your soup and warm it up.
Ah, wow. Okay, so this is a really nice... Look, I kind of see this as a dish for one, or I see this as an addition to your table when you want to just bulk up a meal and you want a nice salad. This is like, to me, it's like a fresh summer restaurant salad. Belinda, you may have used to have been a chef, but to me, that is a chef meal right there. I just reckon a little bit of cracked black pepper on top.
A little bit of pepper.
And that is going to be served to me in a restaurant. Now, oh, we don't need, I can imagine it with cracked black pepper. Oh, Zach, what's that?
There you go, there's something.
Some herbs.
I don't know what that is. Tuscan seasoning.
Oh, there you go. A little bit of red too, a little bit of
Perfect.
capsicum on top of that, and you've got a beautiful. So you could. So this is a raw.
Oh.
So raw sauce. You could, as I said, you could blanch your zucchini noodles. You could blanch your broccoli and then warm your sauce.
That's divine. It's the pine nuts which give it that. It almost tastes like it's got cheese in it.
And pine nuts do that as well.
The crazy thing is you'd go to one of these
Divine.
raw food cafes and pay like $25 for that, you know, and you can make that at home. It's just going to save so much money long term, and it's just so healthy for you and delicious.
There's enough in there, Zach, I reckon. I honestly reckon we could probably make
you could
3 to
feed
4
like 2 or 3
serves.
people.
So I've done
3
a
to
little
4
one
serves.
down here, and you keep it in the fridge, so it's not just for, you know, for dinner. You can get it out, and as I said, I've pasta.
Salad
So that's
dressing?
the one that I took. It looks a little bit like
You know what I reckon this would be sensational in, Zach? A beautiful steamed or baked potato.
Okay.
Or sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
Cut down the middle, put some of this in, a little bit of grated cheese, and just melt the cheese over the
Great
top.
idea.
That would be food
Next
heaven for
show.
me. Food heaven. I'm gonna.
So you can just see the consistency. So, you know, time-wise, we've left that nice and chunky. But then you can do it that little bit longer, and you can make it beautiful and smooth.
Divine,
Yes,
absolutely divine. Did we put a little bit of lemon juice with the olive oil? I can taste the lemon in with it.
Yes, a little bit of lemon and yes.
That is sensational. You've outdone yourself. Now, next up, let's get into dessert. I might, Nick, grab that jug blender from you on the end. Thank you,
This
Zach.
is quick.
teamwork.
So we've already, we've got a dinner party. We've got our entree. We've got our main, and now we're going to do our dessert.
What's on the menu, Belinda?
What do you need?
So
I guess you need
our
these.
strawberries. So we're going to do a spicy strawberry sorbet.
Spicy strawberry.
So because a sorbet. So we need something frozen. Oh no, there's some almond
Frozen
milk down there.
strawberries?
Frozen strawberries.
Did you hold them yourself or you just buy the bag of frozen?
I just bought the bag
Good.
of frozen ones.
Okay, now you're
Excuse
talking
me, I'm
my
gonna
language.
get- So this has
for
got
it.
a little bit of almond milk. So you need 1 part liquid to 3 parts frozen to
Done.
get a sorbet.
Is this all in the recipe book?
This
on
is
the
all
app?
in the. This is on the website. This
Okay.
one. So I've got some dates for sweetness. I've got some goji berries.
Oh, and what's
And
what
there's a
else?
little bit of red capsicum.
That's
The red
unusual.
capsicum, because it is quite sweet. Now you could use a little bit of cayenne pepper. It's also got cayenne pepper in this recipe.
We
but
put some peanut butter in
I
there?
didn't use the cayenne pepper. We could.
Could we?
Should we?
Well, Zach, you've impressed us so far, so...
A bit of nut
There we go.
butter in
Why
there.
not?
I have a feeling that you know your way around
Why
a blender,
not?
Zach.
Yum.
You know your way around a jug blender.
So that's just got our cashews on it, so I can use that one. So we will need to tamp with this one, and this will take about 30 seconds
Okay,
as well.
Belinda,
So I'm going.
speed, you're not going to do it on auto setting?
No, I'm going to take it to 11.
Ooh,
We
all the
want
way to
this
the top.
Yep, we want this all the way to the top,
penthouse.
baby. All right. And I'm a bit of I like to. It's like working through your gears. I like to start
Move
at
it?
1 and move up rather than just give it that. Whisk.
Okay.
So. Done. It was as simple as that.
Looks sensational.
So you can see that. Look at that. So that's how that vortex has worked. That's, you know,
It's
those
drawn
4
it in.
corners. It's drawn it all
So
down.
the
all in.
design feature in this is exceptional. It's second to none. It ensures that food movement is passed through those blades so that we are getting the smoothness that we need. Depending on how much or how hard you drive it or how much you pulse it, you are going to get the smoothest sorbet, the smoothest purees, or of course you can have it chunky and just press that pulse button high-low. So we've got the high or low pulse function, or drive those gears all the way through to number 11. Zach?
Oh, I already had one prepared.
See, I was kind. I was
Here we go.
trying
You
to-
have that then. Oh, okay. There we go.
There you go.
How fabulous. I have never, ever in my life had sorbet with
capsicum.
Capsicum. I can't
It
get
just gives
over
it that little bit of a different taste. You can definitely taste it. But see, you can taste...
That is amazing. That capsicum,
like
I've never had that before. That's awesome.
The capsicum, but then you can taste the goji berries, are very, very sweet. The dates.
Love it. I love it.
That recipe's in the book?
Not in the book, no, it's on the app. So it's on our website.
Yes. Look, I must admit,
isn't it?
I was thinking that you might have ruined it when I saw the capsicum going. I was a little bit worried.
That to break through.
Okay, so if you want one of these in your home, in your kitchen, 300387 is the item number.
There you go.
The Openshop price should be $1,199. At $799 delivered free express to your home, this is value. If it's your first purchase, you'll be getting an additional 10% off that price. And this is the only choice you need to make. Which colour would you like in your kitchen? Because this is a machine that comes with a 10-year warranty. You're buying 100 years of history. You're buying made in the USA. You're buying high-end, in fact, the highest horsepower, the most powerful kitchen appliance in terms of a jug blender available on the market in the world. So not only are you buying world leader in KitchenAid, you are buying the most powerful jug blender that you can buy at $799. This is buy once, buy quality. This is a must-have kitchen appliance. We can be making soups, so hot foods. We can be making slushies. We can be crushing ice. There is a self-cleaning function button, so when you've made all that fabulous food, you don't have to waste time scrubbing and soaking and pulling things apart and putting them back together. Bit of water, a splash of detergent, press that automatic function. Call 132580 and grab yours today.